Good morning, everyone. Last week, we remembered Oscar Armstrong III. Today, we remember Daryl, who gave his life in the line of duty on March 26, 2015. Hard to believe it's Sunday. It's been 8 long years. Both good men taken from us much too soon. The Training Bureau would like to remember Daryl by discussing the events of his fire, those lessons learned, and things we can do today to honor his memory. This Zoom presentation is also being recorded on YouTube. Interaction is okay, and you're encouraged to ask appropriate questions through the chat feature in Zoom or the comment section on YouTube. Finally, after our presentation, take the time to drill on the objectives listed in a training bulletin sent out in the email you received this morning. Flowing and moving an 1 3/4 line with 2 firefighters. Stationary flowing of an 1 3/4 line with 1 firefighter. How to communicate and effectively solve the problem of hose caught between the steps in a wall or under a door. And review our Mayday procedures found in Operations Manual section 203.01.15. Take an hour or two today and drill to honor Daryl. You get a free pass from daily hydrants and inspections. They're important, just not today. Today, this is important. March 26, 2015, Daryl made the ultimate sacrifice for alarm fire. We think of his wife, Angela, his daughters, Angelique and Chelsea, and the lessons that he gave his life to teach each and every one of you. We talked with Oscar about the dominoes. Different fire, same dominoes that spiraled out of control. At Dahlgren, some of the things that we could have done better. This fire was not just another alarm drop. This fire was not a simple food on the stove. That complacency led a firefighter to leave his officer to go check, forcing the Engine 49 acting officer to deploy a tack line by himself, prohibiting him from doing a 360 size up to find a location of the fire and the most direct access to that point of service, to the seat of the fire. Not just Engine 49 suffered from company integrity. 9 of the 11 crews on the first and second alarms failed to maintain crew integrity, including Daryl and Heavy Rescue 14. A well-placed, appropriately staffed hose line putting water on a fire saves more lives than any other action performed by the fire department, period. If you have issues deploying an attack line as the first engine, you must communicate that, describe the problem, and ask for help from the second engine. Our knowledge, skill, and simple ability to use portable radios that day was deficient. And it was not because of the initial dispatch on the fire alarm Fireground channel and later switch to Command D. 10 minutes after dispatch, 57% of the radios were on the wrong Fireground channel, including the acting officer, the second in engine, and the second district chief. 1 minute before the third alarm, or 23 minutes after dispatch, we still had 26% of our radios on the wrong Fireground channel. We had radios on Command B, Command C, Command G, and even 1 radio on BTAC-5. It took 1 radio on the scene 24 attempts or channel changes to find the correct Fireground channel. Acting officers are not used to communicating on the radio or supervising personnel. The first 2 engines did not effectively communicate or work together to problem solve hose deployment issues. And remember, that is always emergency traffic. Again, we suffered from premature horizontal ventilation prior to having a working attack line at the seat of the fire. Discovery of the outward swinging elevator door was not broadcast at this fire. It is now mandated emergency traffic. It's okay to use the rat and safety engine if the incident commander must, but you have to replace them. The lack of a safety engine or rat on scene led to significant accountability issues and delayed recognition of the downed firefighter. And remember, apartment doors, egress doors, bedroom doors open inward. Recognize that an outward swinging door is something different. A maintenance room, utility closet, or in this case, an elevator shaft. And always, if you cannot see your feet, you should not be on them, period. 6020 Dahlgren, 5-story type 2 construction, unprotected building built in 1962. Engine 49 came up Orozco. They laid off from the hydrant here. They come at the driveway, turn towards the dumpster area. Engine 31 had taken a hydrant at Ward and came up the driveway. This is the view from the Delta side. Notice the difference going up a half level to the Delta side stairway entrance. Bravo side going up a half level to the Bravo side stairwell entrance. Floor 2 is grade level on the Charlie side. This fire was dispatched as an alarm drop at 05:31 hours and quickly upgraded due to multiple reports of smoke in the building at 5:34 hours. The fire is located in apartment 27. Occupant started cooking food on the stove and fell asleep. Food into the cabinets, into the kitchen, and eventually flashed into the living room. The official cause was ruled accidental as food left unattended on the stove. The layout of the first floor, your main entrance in the middle of the Alpha side. You had stairs on the Bravo side, stairs on the Delta side. The fire floor, apartment 27 was the apartment of origin. The Bravo side stairs was the most direct access to apartment 27. The 5-story building and the Delta side where engine 41 deployed their cross lay to the Delta side stairs. You can see at grade level on the Charlie side, this is the fire apartment. This is the patio door. And you can see the significant heat and flame damage, the warped steel, the concrete of that hallway. This is the layout of floor 5 and the elevator that Daryl fell through. The defective interlock mechanism and the open elevator shaft from floor 5. Engine 49 was the first to arrive on scene. Firefighter 1 went in with the occupant, just the food on the stove, forcing the acting officer to deploy an attack line to the Delta side stairwell around the corner. Engine 49 FAO connects the supply line and then assists with the acting officer stretching of that attack line to the Charlie side. Engine 31 on scene deploys their attack line to the Delta side. But Engine 49's FAO says, my officer needs help deploying the line. So they dump their line on the retaining wall just outside the stairwell. Heavy Rescue 9 arrives on scene. They enter the A side, go to the Bravo stairwell, and meet Truck 31 Alpha team, who had asked for an attack line. One firefighter stays with Truck 31, and the officer and 2 other firefighters continue towards the fire department. They attempt to close the apartment door, but the top third is burned through. So they continued to conduct left-hand searches down the hallway. 2 firefighters enter the laundry room to do a search, while the officer continues down the hallway and eventually runs into the lone Engine 49 acting officer near the Delta end hallway. Heavy Rescue 9, for the first time, gets on the radio and communicates to command hose deployment issues with the primary tack line. No one had communicated what the actual hose deployment issue was. Rescue 9 officer crawled back towards to check the progression of the fire. The door is now completely burned through. Engine 49 firefighter 2 arrives after laying off to assist with the advancement of the attack line. But now the line is stuck and cannot be advanced because it's stuck between the steps and the wall. Firefighter 2 now goes back to try to retrieve another line from Engine 31. But that attack line too comes up short. The line suddenly becomes charged again and control of the nozzle is lost. Engine 49's acting officer's hand is burned. Firefighter 2's face piece is dislodged in the struggle. And Engine 49's acting officer, Engine 49 firefighter 2, Engine 31's acting officer, and Engine 31 firefighter 1 bail out the Delta side stairwell. Rescue 9 crawls back, meets up with his 2 firefighters in the hallway near the laundry room. They continue to crawl back down that hallway to the Delta side. And now they find not 1, but 2 attack lines, but both lines are abandoned. Rescue 9's lieutenant opens up Engine 49's attack line and sprays water towards a fire at the end of the hallway, significantly cooling the hallway. Truck 19 on a 3rd alarm is assigned to RAT, but they did not arrive until 6:14 hours. Engine 46 on orders of command advances across sleigh in the front door, turn left to the Bravo stairs, hand that line off to the Truck 31 Alpha and the Rescue 9 Firefighter 3. At 5:59 hours, a staggering 28 minutes after dispatch, we have first water on the fire from the interior. 6:04 hours, the fire is declared knocked down and under control. 30+ minutes after dispatch at 5:31. Smoke remains throughout. District 3 is assigned to search and rescue to coordinate, and at 6:04 hours, Rescue 14 arrives on scene. They have to park several blocks away and walk up to the structure. They enter the Alpha side and head towards the Bravo side stairwell. Daryl is last in line. They've been assigned by District 3 to search apartment 57 on floor 5. The 2 victims of apartment 57 were escorted out by Truck 18's Firefighter 1, passing Heavy Rescue 14 in the stairwell. The fact that these were the occupants of apartment 57 was not communicated to Heavy Rescue 14. Heavy Rescue 14 continues to floor 5 with the acting officer and Firefighter 1, who had already powered on their SCBA, had already donned their face piece, searching apartment 57. Firefighter 2 searched apartment 51. Daryl was still in the stairwell, masking up, and gets separated. Finishing searching apartment 57, 51, and 52, 3 members of Heavy Rescue 14 meet in the hallway and gather at the outward swinging elevator door. They mark it and notify District 3 face-to-face of the concern and continue searching apartments toward the Delta side. They did not broadcast emergency traffic. Daryl is not with them, and his location is unknown. The interlock mechanism that was defective, supposed to secure the door so it could not be opened freely if the elevator car was not on that floor. They initially tried to mark "Do Not Enter" with a yellow construction crayon. That did not show up as well, so they marked it with a Sharpie. The view from the 5th floor down the shaft. Around 6:12 hours, Truck 32 completes the search of apartment 58. Firefighter 1 is escorting the 2 occupants down the Bravo side stairs. He's on the landing between the 4th and 5th floor when he sees FAO Gordon above him at the 5th floor door. They have a conversation. Daryl asks, "Are you Rescue 14? Truck 32, Firefighter 1 responds, "No, I'm with Ladder 32. Who are you?" FAO Gordon replies back, "I'm Daryl Gordon." Daryl heads back to the 5th floor hallway. This is the last reported contact with FAO Gordon. 6:19 hours, search of the 5th floor is complete. The members of Heavy Rescue 14 are in apartment 54 when command notifies all companies to prepare for a park. For the first time, they realize Daryl's not with them. They backtrack towards the Delta side, the Bravo side stairwell, looking for Daryl. At 6:22 hours, they hear a faint low air alarm coming from the elevator shaft. They open the door, look in the elevator shaft, and see a fire helmet on top of the elevator car. 6:22:23, after getting bonked twice, the acting officer activates his emergency button and broadcasts the Mayday. This is the hard part. This is Daryl's SCBA. 6:11 hours, he powers it on. Breathes air for 2 minutes. Falls into the elevator shaft, and the pressure causes a slight increase in his bottle. 6:14 hours, a motion alarm for his SCBA goes off. 6:16, there's a catastrophic failure of his face piece, and air now free flows out. 6:22 hours, they hear the faint lower alarm. 18 minutes after he fell, when the MSA accountability computer was finally powered up, all alarms for Daryl were received. Because there was no safety engine in place, we did not get notification of the motion alarm or the low air alarm. There was a rescue effort from all levels. Elevator doors were opened up on the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th floors. FAO Gordon was wedged between the elevator car and the shaft on floor 2. From the floor above, SOC, Rescue 14 Firefighter 2, and Truck 32 Firefighter 1 work from atop the elevator car to secure Daryl with webbing. They try to pull him up from the back of the elevator car. They pull so hard, they broke the harness. They pulled so hard, they broke the harness. From inside the elevator car, Engine 23's officer, driver, and Rescue 14 attack the back of the elevator car with an axe. The question's asked, why are you using an axe? Engine 23's driver says, "It's all I have." They finally break through. Hand by hand, piece by piece, they remove the back of the elevator car. The remainder of that wall was removed. FAO Gordon was brought into the elevator. "6:36 hours, RAD Chief notifies command that FAO Gordon has been extricated. 14 minutes to extricate Daryl from the elevator shaft. Phenomenal response by the companies on scene. Daryl was loaded into Medic 19, transported to University Hospital, and pronounced 701 on arrival. What can we do? How can we honor Daryl? 44 lessons learned, 8 recommendations from that line of duty death report. Have you read them lately? Do we expect fire? Do we expect victims every time we're dispatched? Are we complacent? Is there a culture or normalization of deviance? If I don't get dressed for an alarm drop and get by with it, does that now become the norm? Do we have the discipline to stay together as a company? When faced with a smoke-filled environment, do we have a charge hose line? Once again, we deployed a dry attack line in a smoke-filled environment. Do we understand that when we're faced with high heat, it's okay to flow the line? The acting officer of Engine 49 was a classmate. We were taught, do not squirt smoke. Wait till you get to the seat of the fire. It's okay to squirt black, angry smoke to cool that environment. Make sure we coordinate all horizontal ventilation with an engine company ready to put water on the fire. Do we have that discipline to work together as first and second engine? Can we effectively mitigate that hose emergency, communicate it, know how to solve that problem? One of the proudest moments I had was they had a fire at 6020 Logren about a year and a half after Daryl's incident. Jeff McDonough, truck 31, engine 31 at the time, came up and said, you'd be very proud. Exact same situation. Hose caught between the steps and the wall, and 2 new kids were able to Z-kink that and solve that problem in less than 15 seconds. Do we know how and when to broadcast emergency traffic? Are we proficient at navigating through those Fireground channels and know when to switch to the Mayday channel? If we're the rat or safety, do we stay that way? And if we don't, make sure command knows when he assigns you to a task, hey boss, I was the safety. Hey boss, I was the rat. So you can be effectively replaced. Both engines on the first alarm had acting officers. Can we spread them out? Do we have acting officers in charge of a yellow helmet? Are we good at the basics of firefighting? Are we drilling every day for Oscar, for Daryl, and for our family? Your drills for today: practice flowing and moving into the 3/4 line for 50 feet with 2 firefighters. Practice flowing an 1 3/4 line in a stationary position with 1 firefighter. Pin it under your ankle. Practice methods for freeing hose caught between steps and a wall or under a door. Practice that Z-kink. Practice your Mayday procedures and when to switch to the Mayday channel. And review the Daryl Gordon line of duty death report. The city and our fire department came out again to honor Daryl. The service was beautiful. The public was there to support us. St. Peter and Chains downtown, overflowing. The Undercroft, wall to wall. The silence, again, in respect for Daryl. The procession, the entire way out to the cemetery, showed the love and respect for a man taken from us much too soon. For Daryl's fire, I was actually able to attend the funeral service. I was in the undercroft. The homily that day by Deacon Royce Winters was absolutely beautiful. The part where he talked about us, our calling to this service.
The loss of a loved one, of a friend. Know that God is still with you. And for the men in blue, the women in blue, stay steady. We need you. We need you on that front line, because there are those who won't do it. Those are those who weren't called to do it. But you have been called to walk in the midst of danger and to do it with great professionalism, with great strength, with great competence, with great love for what you do, and it makes a difference.
Remember Daryl, remember Oscar, and drill every day. Get good at the basics of firefighting.